Yo, what is up, fans? It is your boy TPJ. I am here. I am live right now on the 2for1 show. We have two guests tonight. We have a guest calling in from Seattle. We have Pavy on the line. We were arguing before we even started the show. Trae Young versus Luka Doncic. Pavy doesn't think Luka Doncic is a top scorer in the NBA. Everything is about to unfold right now on the 2for1 show, my nightly NBA recap show. We are live coming to you from youtube.com/HoopsNBrews. But before we get ready to hop into the show, number one, I would like to give a special shout out to everybody out there that has watched our recent Clippers and NBA coverage. You guys have been killing it out there. The views have been amazing. The traffic has been amazing. You guys have been liking it. You've been commenting. Continue to comment, like, and subscribe to everything. We love you guys. We need you guys. Share a video with a friend. But before we get ready to go ahead and hop into tonight, I have to give out a trash award before everybody else joins. This trash award for the night goes to my guy, Double T. I don't know what you was thinking. Hey, Pavy, shut up. This is the intro to my show. This is the intro to my show. Shut up. Double T, I don't know what you was thinking. You thought who you thought you was? Curly Neal or somebody? What was that? He did a oopsie doo skadoodle and then threw it off the backboard. Double T, you get the trash award for the 2for1 show tonight from me, my friend. But anyways, as I said, let's go ahead. Let's hop into the 2for1 show. Welcome Sterling. Got the man Sterling Retke all the way from Seattle, Washington, joining us live on the 2for1 show, as well as the guy himself, the man, the myth, the hot take legend, Pavy World. Pavy, go ahead, talk to the people. Let them know where they can find you at. And let's go ahead and let's hop into the action.
As always, man, follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, Pavy, all one word, and
Sterling, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I thought Pavy was going to be busy, so I just tweeted on Twitter, if you want to join the show, send me, your info, and I'll call you. And I'm a man of my word, right? Am I not? I'm a man of my word. I hit you on the Skype. And that's what it is. That's how we are. We're real. You know what I mean? If you cool and you always been cool. We always have good interactions with you on Twitter. So go ahead, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are. Let them know what you do. Let them know where they can find you at on the internet, and let them know why they should care about your sports opinion. Talk to the people, Sterling.
My name's Sterling. I host a podcast, Sports with Sterling, on Spotify and Apple Podcast. I am a political campaign aide / consultant. That's what I do. It's my day job. And honestly, I've watched every basketball game, every football. Football is my main thing, but I love basketball. LeBron's my top two athletes, him and Brady. And tonight Lakers got the win. I thought when you sent that tweet out, I just wanted to boast a little bit. LeBron is 34, doing things that no other 34 will ever do in NBA history. And I just thought I was really happy to call in. So thank you for having me.
No problem, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for having like a lot of people. And I say this to Pavy. I say this to everybody out there, especially when I meet people who always ask us how we do what we do. And I was like, what's the key? And I tell them all the time, just make stuff, bro. Just literally just make stuff. And when people ask you to do stuff, or they ask you to make stuff with them, make stuff with them. So shout out to you for having the balls to just be like, yo, you know what? I'm calling in. I'm going to do it right now, live on the spot. So I appreciate you. But
thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Anytime. And for all of our fans out there, you could be Sterling. Whoever has their webcam up a little bit louder, turn it down a little bit for me. But you guys can be Sterling. You can call in randomly if you wanted to. Like I said, if we follow you on Twitter, make sure you go ahead, you send us that Skype name, and we will try to make it happen. But let's go ahead and let's also hop into tonight's action. Let's go ahead and talk about what everybody wants to talk about. The Los Angeles Lakers move on to defeat the Phoenix Suns 123-115. This was a game for me that was a huge test for the Lakers to start off this season. I thought, number one, that this would be a test for them as a whole. in terms of the Lakers, because I thought that we really need to see what they would look like against better teams. I felt like they've been the beneficiary of having not really the toughest competition to start. I still believe that the Clippers are the best team in basketball, and we saw what the Clippers did to them without Paul George, and Paul George is coming back. So it's about to be scary times in Los Angeles. But LeBron had a solid performance tonight. He put up 19 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. He only had 1 turnover tonight. Anthony Davis had 17 points on 9 of 17 shooting from the field goal range. He hit 1 3. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He grabbed 12 boards. My big issue tonight was with LeBron. LeBron cannot get it done on the free throw end. And although Danny Green came through in the clutch and hit a free throw, AD for the most part hit his free throws, the Lakers still, they worry me when it comes to late game situations in terms of making free throws. As for the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker does what Devin Booker does. He had a fairly solid game, still shot 50% from the field. He was 0 of 2 from the three-point line. He had 9 assists tonight, which I can't complain about that. 5 turnovers. Obviously, you want them to cut down on those, but Kelly Oubre was nowhere to be seen tonight. Kyle Kuzma was also a star for the Los Angeles Lakers. So, guys, what are your thoughts on tonight's matchup on the Lakers versus the Suns? Did you watch it? What are your impressions?
I can go first.
Go ahead. Feel free.
LeBron's never going to be a great free throw shooter. Obviously, the 2 for 7 is a problem. I don't view it as a huge issue, though, because that's 5 missed points. But if you look at what he's doing with the field goals he's taking, 44% is really low for him, but he's making all the right passes. He's rebounding as good as he's ever done. And the thing is he doesn't need to be great at the free throw line because they have Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis is playing like the defensive player of the year, close to an MVP level. He's so good. What was he tonight? Let me pull this up. 24 and 12. And nobody can get, and he was, at the end of the first half, he was completely dominating the Suns. I think they were down like 8 or something, and he scored 6 or 7 points unanswered. And I get the concerns with LeBron's free throws, but I don't think they're really I don't think it's that important because of how good AD is. And you have Kuzma and Green as the other two. This game was good. I think they limited Booker to 21 with Booker is not a good night for him. He can always go for 35 or more. The real surprise in this game was Baines. Baines played really good. I did not expect that out of him.
He's been playing well all season. He's been playing really well all season. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this Phoenix team is a surprise, obviously. I don't think anybody predicted them to be, 6-3 coming in tonight?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right, it was a test. I like what I saw. They pulled away at the end. It was a close game all game, fun game to watch. I really like this Lakers team. I know that you just said you think the Clippers are the best team in the NBA. I disagree. I worry about Kawhi and Paul George. Paul George obviously hasn't played, and Kawhi is permanent problem in his knee.
Look, I'm gonna keep it a thou out with you. I've seen this man Paul George in practice, bro. There is nothing anyone in the NBA can do with this man. Period.
I've seen Joe Ingles break his ankles.
Hey, look.
Shout out Joe Ingles, man.
No, Paul George is phenomenal. I see
Joe Ingles break his ankles. I can't deny that. And I'm not arguing in favor, for PG. I've always been very critical of PG's late game performance, and just because we cover the Clippers, I'm not going to stop being critical of PG. I still think that he is a guy that possesses top 3 to top 5 potential in the NBA year in and year out, and that's what I want to see from him. And anytime I see anything less than excellent, that's how I feel about him. Like, I feel he's not in the category of the LeBrons or the Anthony Davis, but to me, he's like, but in terms of talent level, but he's like a level below. He's got one of the craziest handles of any, kind of wing player we've ever seen. He's great on defense. He can rebound. He can shoot. He can do things from all over the floor. And I think that the one thing that the Clippers have been missing, the one thing that I really have noticed this year from the Clippers that has been missing is just someone other than Lou Williams and Kawhi Leonard to play isolation basketball. Because what we saw even last night, versus the Raptors was every time Kawhi got the basketball, they trapped him. You can't trap him with Paul George on the floor, which I think works in favor of them. And even with the Lakers, no, you can't. Not with Paul George on the floor. With Paul George and Lou Williams on the floor, you can't. That's a lie. That's a lie. Stop lying to me. That's been Patrick Patterson. That's been Patrick Patterson out there, standing out there on the 3-point line for the past goddamn 3 weeks. Stop lying to the public, man.
All you would do is rotate the. You would pick the one that you think would be less effective.
With Trez on the floor too.
Yes, you would pick the one that you think would be less effective. You would try to like shut down. Not granted, I don't know if it would work.
You on that booger sugar?
You would trap Kawhi. He would have to get the ball up. You would, especially if you run a pick and roll with Trez.
Who on the Lakers can trap Kawhi? Who on the Lakers is trapping Kawhi?
Can you listen, bro? God damn, I'm trying to talk. You would let Trez put the ball on the floor and make decisions with the ball, which you saw last night. He's not the greatest in like playmaking. You would trap him early. Make Trez get the ball like the free throw line, put the ball on the floor, make decisions like right now. I don't know how well it would work.
You watch too much goddamn Clippers basketball to have that opinion, bro. Yeah, come on, man.
Bro. Yes, you would still trap Trez or trap Kawhi. Reason being, still trap Trez or trap Paul. Reason being is I would rather put the ball in Lou Will hand or Trez hand and put the ball in Kawhi hands or PG hands and live with the results. As far as what the Lakers did tonight.
What?
Why is that a what?
All right, bro. You set up here many of times and argue me that Lou Williams is one of the best scorers in the NBA, and you sit up here telling me, "Oh, I would rather trap. We're gonna trap Trez and Kawhi and leave Paul George and Lou Williams with the basketball." What the what?
You're gonna leave Paul George with the basketball. I told you would trap 2 of the people. You can trap 2 people. You're gonna have to give up something up.
So you gonna give up Lou Williams, the guy who been averaging 22 wide open for the rest of the? Come on, man, stop it.
I let Lou shoot over Paul George or Kawhi. I let Lou Will take shots.
You guys are wild as hell, man.
Listen, bro. I would rather give up
Paul George or Kawhi.
I would rather give up Lou Williams dropping 35 on me than I would rather give up Paul George or Kawhi doing what they gonna do or Trez going crazy on me. I would rather trap Kawhi or trap PG when they bring the screen and roll up. And put the ball in Trez's hand, make Trez make a decision like you gonna put the ball on the floor, are you gonna pass it? Are you gonna run? Do that?
You froze. Even the internet know you on that booger sugar.
No, you have to give up. No, you have to give up something. You can't go on everything. You can't. It's impossible.
There's nothing you can give up. Literally, the only thing you can give up, the only thing you can literally give up is having your big. Only thing you can give up versus this team is having your big pre-rotate. And if you have your big pre-rotate, it's going to be Montrezl Harrell or Zubac, 2 of the guys that are top 15 in the NBA right now in PER that are both giving you on a per 36 basis over 15 and 12 boards a game. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who is going to trap them? Who even have the defense to trap Paul George and Kawhi Leonard? The Lakers don't. The Lakers just better hope Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard turn into gods.
You go into some whole different.
What?
I'm not even talking about the Lakers. I'm just talking about this is what I would do. I would take the ball in Kawhi and PG's hands. I would force Luke Will and Trez to beat me. If they do that in over 7 games, I can live with that. If Luke Will and Trez are going to beat me over 7 games, I can live with that. I do not want Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to beat me over 7 games. If Luke Williams, Trez, Zubac, Mo Harkless, Landry Shamet, yeah, fine. You know what? If we can't win that series, maybe we didn't deserve to win.
There is no defense that exists for that. Period.
You are talking about some whole different.
No, I'm not. I know what you're talking about. We specifically started the conversation talking about the Lakers. And then I said, I like the Lakers, and they have a great record. And I said, but the Clippers are the best team in the NBA to me. And I said they're the best team because Paul George is coming back, and because Paul George has to go out there and dribble and shoot the basketball.
And I don't know why we're talking about the Lakers. And it's with the Lakers. I think that the Clippers have the advantage over the Lakers because I think that they have mad guys to throw at LeBron, and the more I watch AD frustrates me on offense. Defense, he's great, but offense, sometimes he frustrates me on offense because I think he lets the defense dictate what shots he's going to take a little bit too much sometimes. But what I've said millions of times is the X factor for the Lakers team is Kuzma. When I look at tonight, like I've said millions of times, Kuzma needs to be Kyrie. When I look at tonight, 25 minutes, 23 points. Even if I look at the 9 buckets Kuzma hits, I think they were the biggest, most difficult buckets in the game. Even in the first half, when Rondo was in with Kuzma. You saw Phoenix trying to go on a run, finish out the half great. Who was scoring? Kuzma.
Even Rondo needs to retire.
No, he doesn't. Rondo, no. I've seen the tweet.
One game,
like,
bro.
Even tonight, like I don't expect Rondo to come in and give me 20 great minutes. I expect Rondo to give me 10 minutes in which he just puts people in their right position, which is what I think he did tonight.
He did that tonight. He did that. You're right. He did do what he needs to do tonight.
And that's what I think Rondo will do most nights. I think Rondo will come in and give me 10, even like when he had Braun playing power forward. He came in and had Braun playing legit like Karl Malone. Literally, he was in the low block. Rondo was running the point guard, giving the ball. He was in the like power forward position, making plays from that. I just want Rondo to come in and give me 10 to 15 good minutes in which Braun's off the court, whoever's off the court, and you come in and you just settle the offense down and put people in their correct places. Kuzma got more easy buckets tonight than what I've seen him get in the previous 3 games. Reason being is, and also Rondo was getting a rebound. Everybody else was boxing out. Rondo was getting a rebound. Rondo would get the rebound, push it up court, and it actually pushed the pace forward, which benefited Kyle Kuzma. And again, the thing I need from Kyle Kuzma is I need Kyle Kuzma to be, like I said, I know what Braun gonna do. I know what AD gonna do. Everybody thinking Braun. I've watched LeBron James for the past 6 years every night. He's not the scorer people want him to be. He never has been. LeBron always works best when other people are there to take the supreme scoring burden off him. Now, granted, he'll hit a timely bucket every now and then. Like, he's not completely in that scoring. But LeBron James not Michael Jordan. He's not Kobe Bryant. That's not his game.
I saw a clip earlier of LeBron James saying on Twitter, if I wanted to lead the league in scoring, I could lead the league in scoring. But that's not what I want to do.
I don't think you a scorer. Huh? Giannis might lead the league in scoring. If I need a bucket, a skilled bucket, I'm not going to Giannis.
Yes, you are. On that Bucks team, yes, you are. If you need a buck on that Bucks team, look, you going to Chris Middleton? You going to Chris Middleton?
Bro, no, you're not.
You going to Middleton?
Not a dunk, a bucket, right now.
No, I didn't say he was the best scorer on the team. I didn't say he was the best scorer on the team. But if I need a bucket, I'm giving the ball to my MVP. If I need a bucket, I'm giving it to my MVP. I'm giving it to Giannis. Give it to Giannis and move out the way.
From 15 feet out, create. You're not going to Giannis right now. You're not.
Do you guys not think LeBron could lead this league in scoring if he wanted to? If he actually went out and tried to shoot more, he doesn't take as many shots as the other lead scorers, but he always averages like 27 a game. I mean, if he took 5 or 6 more shots a game, you don't think he's getting around 30, 31 points a game?
If he made his free throws, he'd be at 28 a game, but he can't make no damn free throws.
No, I know, but I mean, like if he upped his shooting and just was willing to shoot a worse percentage, he'd probably make. I mean, if he shoots 5 more shots a game, he's going to make 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah, but he's not going to win.
No one's going to lead Harden.
LeBron, we judge LeBron off of winning, bro. I judge LeBron off winning.
The conversation now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, listen to what I'm saying. We don't judge him off of that. So that's why him leading the league in scoring.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't matter.
It does nothing for him. It does absolutely.
You're switching the conversation.
Let me finish what I am saying, bro. Why are you not gonna let me finish what I'm saying?
Winning many games with him doing that because that's not the best version of LeBron.
As I was saying was, he knows that he doesn't need to do that, and I know that he doesn't need to do that because I want to win basketball games. So yes, he can do that. I said he can play the fucking 50. So I don't want to hear none of that. So what you saying, Pavy, is irrelevant. Because I told you he could play till he goddamn 50 years old. Yes, he could lead the league in scoring, but you're not going to win with him leading the league in scoring. So we don't need you to lead the league in scoring, LeBron. Go out there, shoot 50%, give me 10 to 12 assists, and try to hit some free throws at the end of games, and we'll try to win. That's what you need from LeBron. You don't need him going out there leading the league in scoring. He could probably do it. Obviously, he's big as hell. Dwight Howard damn near can still probably get 20 points a game if you gave him 15, 16 touches at the rim. Anybody can do it if they got the athletic ability and that skill. He can too. But if you ask him, should he do it? Hell no. That's why he's not doing it. It's not a matter of if he can do it. I even tweeted it tonight, and like I said, everybody love to talk to me and come to me and talk crap to me about anything I say that's negative about LeBron, but when I say things nice about him, I don't see the people coming to me saying, "Oh, you said this nice thing about LeBron. You were very nice to LeBron." I said he was the most versatile player ever tonight. I didn't see anybody coming into mentions praising me because I was praising LeBron. But anytime I say anything bad about LeBron, everybody want to get mad about it. Him included.
Anyway,
Him included.
Kyle Kuzma was the most like when I say Kyle Kuzma needs to be Kyrie, I just think that like his version of Kyrie, I think that you saw that tonight. I think that Kevin Love is I mean not Kevin Love, and David is a better version of Kevin Love. LeBron James is a worse version of what he was then, but he's still LeBron James. But I think the one thing you need, not got obviously Kyle Kuzma is a forward. He's off the bench. His buckets are gonna look different, but you still need to have Kyle Kuzma to hit those what the fuck buckets. And I think tonight he hit a lot of what the hell buckets. Even in the first half when he hit some shots off the dribble, or when he hit I think he hit a step back, or even when he I think he hit the bucket that put him up. Was it 5? Or was
I think so.
5. Like you need Kyle Kuzma to hit those timely buckets that Kyrie was hitting for Cleveland. When they needed, when like shit went to hell and everything broke down, they would dump the ball to Kyle Kuzma and something would happen. Now, granted, it's gonna look different. He's not the same ISO creator that Kyrie is, but when things go to hell, I seem to be able to pass the ball to Kyle Kuzma and he makes something happen. I think Kyle Kuzma is the most important piece for this team, and I think that that's what I saw tonight. Now, granted, I don't think they're the best team in basketball, but watching this tonight, this was a game in which I thought they would lose. Honestly, I really thought I actually thought they would probably lose by like 10 points. Seeing them win this game, even though it is early in the season, just me seeing Rondo back. Rondo did what I thought Rondo would do for this team, as in just stabilize the second unit. Like I think that if they played the game 2 weeks ago and Bron goes to the bench and they put Kuzma out there with maybe AD and Quinn Cook as point guard, the Suns going to 10-1. But I think that just because
probably.
But I think just because Rondo was smart. Now, granted, he may not be the same person he was when he was 26, 27 years old. Just because he's smart, knows how to play the point guard position, that's not going to happen because Rondo just knows how to put people in their spots. Even the first 3 Kyle Kuzma hit, it was a handoff from Rondo. But the fact that Rondo was like, yo, let me hand the ball off and scream for the man as I hand the ball off, Quinn Cook would never. He just wouldn't. He don't know to do it.
Quinn Cook sucks. That's true.
He doesn't suck. He comes in. He's supposed to hit threes every now and then. If they close out, and you put the ball on the court, get a bucket. He doesn't suck. But it's just like as far as setting the table for other people, that's not what Quinn Cook is supposed to do. Quinn Cook's supposed to be in the game when LeBron's in the game and when Rondo's out of the game. He's not supposed to be running the second unit, getting other people jumpers. That's in running the pick and roll. That's not what Quinn Cook does. That's for Rondo to do. So I think tonight was encouraging because you finally saw the full Lakers team. And they actually closed the game out tonight against the Suns team that I think is possibly going to be a playoff team. And even if they aren't, they're going to be a very, very good team throughout the rest of the season. And they're not going to be some team you can walk over as long as they stay healthy.
Okay. All right. Any final words on this matchup, Sterling?
I still think the Lakers win the finals. They're great.
Are you a Lakers
that's
fan?
my real thing.
Are you a Lakers fan?
I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay. Well, okay.
You
like Anthony Davis has been one of my favorite players in the league for one of my top 3 or 4 favorite players in the league for so long. So I love Davis as well.
Okay. You like Pavy. Well, LeBron go, I go. Hey, Pavy, tilt your camera down a little bit.
I'm a Mavs fan by trade, so when you say you love Luka, it makes me very happy.
Yeah, man. Luka! Luka! All right. Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the Portland Trail Blazers, who continue to stink up the joint. They lost again tonight to the Sacramento Kings, 107-99. I watched this game. I saw Damian Lillard time after time after time after time take pull-up threes that were 1 or 2 feet behind the three-point line. I was literally screaming out, "That's not going in!" And hell no. Dame been tweaking lately. The whole team has been tweaking lately. CJ is looking like he might need to get traded because he's looking like.
I mean, to be fair to you, like not really, bro. The man took 10 shots.
Did you watch the game? Did you watch?
Listen, bro. He shot 60% from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the line. Like, yes, he probably took some threes that you thought were ill-advised, but same time, like, who else is like? You gotta look at what they working with right there.
Who else can what?
Who else can shoot?
Gee, I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, bro. What?
Bro,
The Dallas Blazers ain't got nobody that can shoot.
Not really. You got Anthony Simons, who was 2 for 11. Like, if you think about the Blazers right now, he's pretty much the third option. He took 11 shots. He was 2 for 11. 1 for 5 from 3. Who, like, Dame at this point has to force it and try to keep it going?
No, he didn't have to force it. He lost them the games. There was at least 3 or 4 possessions in that game, which I saw him come around the screen at the top of the three-point line with a man draped on him and another man coming up hard showing on the screen to put his hand up, and he just jacking up threes, which led to other transition buckets on the other end for the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings have the worst coach in basketball. They should not be losing like, no, the Portland Trail Blazers should not be losing like this. This team is starting to look like a team that's going to be a 35-win team. And Dame, you did all that rapping over the regular season, but I need to see some winning. I haven't been seeing no winning, and I haven't been seeing winning plays, including when they played the Clippers when he didn't score in the fourth quarter. He ain't been playing good. CJ ain't been playing good. They both ain't been playing good. Sterling, go ahead, Sterling. Go ahead, Sterling.
Can I say something? Okay, so last year when this team got swept by the Warriors, I probably would have fired Stotts. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I think getting swept and keep losing under expectations, especially with KD out in the series, I would have fired Stotts.
Under what expectations, Sterling? What were you expecting from them?
When they get to the conference finals and you get over that Nuggets team as the 2 seed, and then you have no KD in there and you get swept the way they got swept.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
They have a lead in every game.
Can I ask you a question?
That's bad coaching.
Can I ask you a question?
10-point lead each game.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is Nikola Jokic Stephen Curry?
No.
In the story. Period. That's why they lost. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So Wardell, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. Kevin Durant was a piece of the cog. A huge piece of the cog. But a piece of the cog, man. The Portland Trail Blazers did not have the team to beat the Warriors last year. They didn't. No.
Well, fast forward into this season, they make one of the biggest boneheaded mistakes of all time by trading for Whiteside. He's just terrible. He can put up numbers in the box score, but he is one of the worst centers in the NBA. Right? Do you disagree with that?
I disagree with that.
I
saw that man come out the other night and put up like 10 and 12 in the second half.
He doesn't do anything good on the court, though.
I disagree with that. The other night when they were playing the Clippers, he came out in the second half and played like a man possessed. And Dame Lillard and CJ scored in the third quarter, and they both did not score in the fourth quarter. They both have not been what they should be this year. Dame's scoring average is high, but like I said, and I've said a million times about Devin Booker. You can score all you want to, but are they translating the wins? They'll matter then. Devin Booker is finally translating the scoring and the selfishness that I didn't like into W's and into assists for other people. If Dame and CJ not gonna score, other people need to have opportunities to score. I'm not seeing either one of them. I am not seeing either one of them create opportunities for other people. I'm just seeing them go out and jack up shots. They are just going out and jacking up shots. That is not how you're going to win. That is not a formula or a recipe to win. You have a guy out there who on any given night can give you 20 and 20. Get him the ball more. Period. What do you mean who? Hassan Whiteside, that's who. What are you talking about? We saw that man put up 16 and 18. Stop being disrespectful.
Gonna give you 20 and 20 from the post, bro. He ain't got no skill post moves.
Well, create some other opportunities. Dame and CJ just going out there jacking up shots.
If Whiteside not hustling, he not getting buckets. The way Whiteside gets buckets is by hustling. Whiteside's not a skilled offensive player. You can't just dump Whiteside the ball and be like, all right, go fake me out a bucket in the post. That's not Whiteside.
How many points a game is he giving you right now? About what, 15, 16? You telling me you can't get that man 5 to 6 more touches in the post and get that up to 20 when you struggling to create a bucket for anybody else on the team other than Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum? Anthony Simons is 19 years old and has literally been the second best player on this team this year. Period.
Well,
As he
that's
should be.
what I
No,
was-
as
what I
he
was-
should not be. CJ McCollum is on the team. What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is they're going to probably have to do Whiteside and Simons for Kevin Love and do that trade.
If they trade for Kevin Love, they deserve to fire the GM. What did Kevin Love not solving this? Kevin Love not solving this?
This year, no, but next year, maybe.
No, he's not.
This year, I feel like they have to do something this year. Lillard's not a spring chicken. He's not young.
Call
He's
that
not
man.
that young.
I love that analogy. That's one of them grandpop analogies.
Yeah, I mean, and McCall, you can move McCollum, I guess. My whole problem with this team, my best friend's a huge Portland fan. You're not going to win in the playoffs without your best player being a wing, right? Or a four at least. I mean, if you look at the history of the modern NBA, when's the last time a point guard was the best player on a finals team?
Stephen Curry.
Outside of the Warriors that win the 2015, and they only won that finals.
The Detroit Pistons are arguable.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups and then Isaiah, right?
Was Chauncey really the best player on that team, though?
Man, stop being. Look, Doc Rivers will slap the shit out of you if he heard you say that. Stop that. Stop that. Yes, he would.
I would say Chauncey was.
Who was the best player on that team?
He was in the playoffs.
Who was the best player on that team, Pavy? Please lie to me. Please.
Cedar Penny?
Oh, I thought you meant Isaiah. My bad. I thought you meant Isaiah. I was about to say, man. I thought you meant Isaiah. I was about to say, what is wrong with you?
No.
Oh man, I thought you meant Isaiah Thomas on the Pistons. Hey, tilt your webcam down some so we can see your old face, Pavy. I thought you meant.
But say,
yeah.
But no, the same thing just go back to my theory of why I don't believe in building around point guards or players under 6'3". They don't win. It's really hard to win when you're under 6'4" because you just can't affect the game in some ways every single night. Like, maybe I might need you to go out and give me 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and a block to win. If you're 6'2", you physically cannot do that.
But you know what you can do? Not take garbage threes, and that's what I saw from Dame Lillard. And all I want to see him do is do what Giannis has been doing and do what this guy who with this team that we're about to talk about, all I want to do is see him do what I've seen Donovan Mitchell do. And that's not only elevate himself, but elevate the other guys around him and also take his performance to another level. I have not seen that from Dame. No, you told me Dame was going to win MVP. You lied to me. You lied. You told a lie. You sat across from me in my house and you told me a lie.
Can I say this? Right now, Dame Lillard, is averaging 33 points, shooting 49% from the field, 39% from three, 90% from the line. Damn near at 50, 40, 90, averaging 33. If Dame Lillard, if the Blazers were good, he'd win MVP. He's having the best season of his career.
With the 24th best record in the league, yeah, real MVP stuff there. If Brandon, and guess what? If the Pelicans 9-1, Brandon Ingram will be the MVP right now. But guess what? They're not. They're not.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for telling. Thank you, G. It's not his fault, bro.
Whose fault is it then?
Zach Collins, your starting power forward, has his fucking shoulder torn, labrum, out for the damn near year. Whiteside plays for like one half and doesn't play anymore. Shout out Whiteside, he gave me an interview, but goddamn, Nurkic's leg is still half deformed. He can't come back until All-Star break. What do you want Dame as a 6'1" shooting point guard to do, G? CJ McCollum right now is shooting. Hold on. CJ McCollum is shooting 39% from the field, 30% from three, and he's your second option.
That's Donovan Mitchell. That's Donovan Mitchell from the past couple years. That's great. What do you mean?
Gee, Donovan Mitchell ain't never shot 39% from the field. Stop fucking lying. Stop lying.
I think the main problem is Simons hasn't been as good as advertised. People were saying he was going to be like...
Nah, you wildin'. You wildin'.
Interchangeable with those guys.
What
he
you
just
mean?
Hasn't been that.
He been killing.
Simons has been good.
He's been good, but he hasn't been what people have been saying. He's literally interchangeable with McCollum. Like
he is. He's gonna get CJ traded.
Not yet, but I mean, the man 20 years old. Give him some time.
Yeah, he will be. I think he's got great potential, and he's one of the top trade pieces in the league. I think thus far. So he just hasn't been as good as what people were saying coming into the year, and that's a big problem.
To be fair to me, Donovan Mitchell did shoot 32% from the field goal percentage in last playoffs. I'm just saying he's not the most efficient guy in the world. I don't want to hear that. You tell me Dame Lillard is a guy that should win MVP. I just want to see an MVP. I ain't been seeing it. I got mad respect for Dame. Love Dame. Great rapper, but his raps have outshined the play, and I need the play to outshine the raps. because that's what I expect from him. He's big time. But anyways, the Brooklyn Nets lose again to the Utah Jazz. It just seems like late game, this team cannot get it together. Kyrie Irving once again missed a late shot late in order to be able to put them ahead. It was a 3, obviously. He was fairly open on the bucket. Did you guys check this game out? What are your thoughts on this game? What are your thoughts overall on this Nets team so far through what has been the first 10 games of the season?
Can I go grab another beer?
Yeah, feel free. Pavy, go ahead.
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course.
You guys can start it. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Do your thing, man. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hold on,
But no, my thoughts on, so I didn't see the full game. I was doing a podcast while watching the Lakers game, but I tuned in until the last 2 minutes of it. Growing pains with a young team. I think the Jazz right now have a better team than what the Nets have. And it's just growing pains with like a young team. And even with Kyrie, he's still learning how to win basketball games while being the leader on his own team. He's still learning how to do that. Like really, he's only had, I want to say, 9 months experience doing this.
Yeah.
Like you got hurt you got hurt your first year in Boston. But I still think Horford was a leader of that basketball team. You come back, you're healthy. I think everybody expects you to be that. But I still think for the most part, he's had really 9-10 months while being, Kyrie's younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning how to figure out life. So like Kyrie is probably still like figure out life as well as lead a basketball team. And I think that that's just what you're seeing right now. I thought the shot he took tonight was an open shot. It was a very makeable shot for him. I think they still will make the playoffs. I just think that this road trip, they've been on a road for like a week now?
Yeah.
I think this road trip has been hard for them. I think they will be well served by going back home, sleeping in their own beds. But yeah, I think they do need to turn this around eventually, because eventually it's going to be a little bit too late, and you don't want to get to a situation in which, you're like the 6th seed and you lose in the first round. I think if at least you get the Nets, you want to get to the second round and show the world like, yo, we're still a very formidable basketball team without KD. And when KD come back, we're going to really do something special.
Yeah, I think the good news for the Nets is that there are only 6 good teams in the Eastern Conference, and that's pretty much been the way it's been for the past, 6, 7, 8 years. So if you're them, you can pretty much kind of slide through this first half of the season, and as long as you stay above 500 or around 500, you'll be in that 7th to 8th slot. I have a question for you, Sterling. Do you think Kyrie is still clutch?
Yeah, I do. I think that's a bit of a hot take to call him not clutch. I mean, he hasn't really he was bad last year in the playoffs with Boston. I can't react to him missing a big shot in a regular season, like the 12th game of the year or 10th game of the year. I think he's fine in a playoff situation. I don't think this team does anything this year. They really, he's better than Russell, but it's pretty much the same team running it back without Russell and Kyrie. They're going to be a playoff team, 6 to 8 seed, like you said, probably. They get KD back next year. That's when we see how they are.
All right.
I think he's clutch. I think he's good.
Pat, you think Kyrie's losing a little bit of that clutch gene?
No. He just missed some shot. Like everybody on planet Earth misses more.
LeBron's better. I use that as an argument. Better in clutch. LeBron has better percentage.
LeBron,
it doesn't matter though. That's not a big deal.
Hold on, wait a minute.
You got a shot for your life.
Hold on. Sterling. So you think LeBron is better than MJ? 2 minutes. Why?
He's a better player. I mean, Jordan's better at scoring. I think LeBron's better at every other aspect of basketball. I don't need 2 minutes. If you want to go more accomplished, Jordan is. He has a 6 finals. But if you go the better player, LeBron's a better passer. He can defend more positions. Jordan, who was defending in the 90s, is not even close to the players now. I think Jordan's one of the one players from the 80s and 90s that would translate to today and be a really good player, be an all-star, be an MVP.
Don't do that.
But I'm not. But I think that kind of matters. I think it matters. I mean, he's a great player who's phenomenal. LeBron's not that great a shooter. He's a better shooter than Jordan. He's better. He's as good, if not better, at driving. He's
not
one
a
of the
better
only people
shooter
that can
than
get to the rim
Jordan.
and will.
He is. He's a better 3-point shooter because he is in an era in which they take more. He is not a better shooter than Jordan.
You're right.
Not a better shooter than Mike. Period.
I think LeBron is
mid-range post.
At the absolute worst, the third best passer of all time. And I think that matters. I'd say you can give Magic and you could probably give Stockton. But I would say
LeBron not a better passer than Jason Kidd, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
You got Jason Kidd.
I'm gonna keep it a thigh wide with you. I don't think LeBron a better passer than Mark Jackson.
Oh.
I just think Mark Jackson is nowhere near as good of a player as LeBron.
I mean,
that's just my honest opinion. I think as a passer of the basketball, I think Mark Jackson is a better passer of the basketball than LeBron James. I think Steve Nash is a better. Who?
I think Bird might be as well.
Bird is too. Bird's numbers back it up as well. I mean, I think that LeBron is a top 10 passer of all time. But bona fide top 3, I can't put him in there. But I'm not upset at it. You gave valid basketball reasons. Pavy, go ahead. What are we going to say?
I'll give you this. If you want the top 3 basketball players ever, I think it could be any iteration of, and I won't be mad if you put any of these guys number 1, LeBron, Jordan, Kareem. And I think it has to be those 3. I don't know how you could put somebody else in the top 3.
I'm not putting Kareem over Shaq. I think Shaq, I got respect for Kareem.
Shaq's more dominant, but Kareem has, Shaq I think is probably, we don't need to get into this is a long conversation. I think Shaq's between my 8 and 13. He just wasn't good for long. He was great, but he didn't care about basketball enough, I felt like. He cared about
Did you see what that man did when he didn't care?
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He got 4 rings.
He does. No, I think he's great.
You got Akeem over him?
Who?
You got Akeem Olajuwon over him?
Over Shaq?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I don't think so.
So where's Hakeem ranked to you then? Now you start. Now I'm intrigued.
If I'm doing my top 10, I can give you the top 3 and do older guys. I do Russell and Wilt, although I don't know if you want to count them.
That's fine.
And how many people do I have left? Kobe's somewhere around there. KD's in there. I mean, it's you're really picking at straws to do a top 10. I think the top 3 is my solidified thing. It's Kareem, Jordan, LeBron, in an order you want to put it.
Yeah,
you could put Shaq, I guess. He's the most dominant ever, probably.
Yeah, but he also played with Magic, man. If he didn't play with Magic, a lot of that dominance that we saw would not exist. But I can't be upset at that opinion because I do think that Kareem, his sustained excellence over time is something that will be marveled alongside guys like LeBron James. Any final words on this topic?
Question?
Go ahead.
You think so? LeBron's probably going to be the scoring champion. You think when it's all said and done, you think anybody's going to ever?
I don't think he will.
You don't think he will?
No, he won't catch Kareem. That's a lot. He's slowing down already. Like I mean, that's a lot. Like even we talk.
It is. Well, do you think anybody catches that? The number LeBron ends with.
We laugh at. I thought the only person that I thought could potentially catch Kareem was Kevin Durant, and he tore his Achilles. I agree with that. So I don't think LeBron will get there. I think that LeBron, as he gets older, he's going to start to play more point guard. He already, to me, is missing tons of layups that I would normally see him just easily glide into the rim or easily glide off the backboard or easily in the basket, period. And although he's still powerful and fast and strong, like at his age, we always got to ask ourselves, how long is that going to last? So for me, with LeBron, as he gets older, I think he will devolve, but also evolve into a point guard versus more of what has done most of his career, which is play small forward, power forward. But that's just me. I don't see him being a power forward for the rest of his career. I think that it's way easier on his body because even when the small guys guard him, they can't really do nothing with him. And we see Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is doing what he's doing. He can't shoot free throws or shoot a 3 to save anybody's life. So, I mean, that is what it is. But anyways, moving on. Nuggets beat the Hawks. Ice trade a game. Shout out to Trae Young, as always, coming through, man. The man has thrown the basketball through so many people's legs this season. I'm surprised ain't nobody stole on that man yet. Trae Young is good, but he's good and he's disrespectful. And that's why I like him. Reminds me of my guy. He's not better than Luka. And it reminds me of my guy, Steph Curry. Pavy love to say he ain't Steph Curry because he arrogant. No. I ain't hear that man say one thing about Trae Young. Trae Young be shimmying on the sidelines, blowing kisses, doing push-ups. If that ain't arrogance, then what is, Pavy? What is it, huh? Yeah, go ahead. Tiptoe around that.
The only reason why people compare them is because they both light-skinned, they don't look black.
And they both take 13 threes a game.
Listen, they both light skinned. They both don't look like it. They both shoot they can threes. I think that both of them have very different styles of game. Besides the fact that they both shoot long threes, I think that Trae Young is much more of a point guard. For one, he's much smaller. Trae Young is dead ass like 6 feet. Steph Curry is dead ass 6'3". Steph Curry is actually a bigger guard than what people think he is. Like he's actually a nice size as far as like height wise guard. Trae Young is actually in this day and era a small guard. So no, I don't think they play anything alike. I think that there are some similarities between them, but I don't think that they're. I think that Trae Young is more of a Steve Nash, John Stockton evolution than what is a Steph Curry evolution.
Come on, you.
No, I think what Trae Young does best is shoot. Not a shoot pass.
Yeah, exactly. Freudian slip. You know what they call it? It's a Freudian slip, my friend.
Listen, I think that what Trae Young does best is pass the ball. I've said it since Summer League. When he was missing shots, but he was still having like 8-9 assists. And I was like, yo, when he plays with actual NBA, that was like 10 assists. I think what Trae Young does best by far is pass. Because he's too small to have scoring or shooting be the best thing that he does. And I think what Steph Curry does by far is shoot the ball. And didn't rebound and didn't pass.
I disagree with you, but I think that he is a combination of Steph Curry and Steve Nash. And that's what I love about him, because I think that he plays with the efficiency of a Steve Nash, but with the recklessness of a Steph Curry. But also think that he does have more of a natural point guard gift than Steph Curry. And I do think that he is a better passer overall. But if we're talking about better player, in terms of what A20, obviously yes. But with Trae, I just need to see him rack up accomplishments. He's been a guy that I've always been fond of. I just obviously like I've been on this Luka hype train for forever. So when it came to rookie of the year, I had to root against the man. But I don't root against him in any other way than that. The man is tremendous. I think that he's been playing amazing this season. He dropped a 40 ball tonight. What you gonna do for this 40 ball on the Nuggets? The Nuggets, as we've said multiple times this season, have regressed to me. They don't look to be as good to me. And although I know that like they haven't lost a lot of games, I just don't see the same level of killer from them that I saw, or that same level of hunger. I feel like now they expect to be here. And I think that is part of the problem. Like I think if you're a team that's gotten to the finals or to the conference finals, you can come out the next season and act like you expect to be there. But if you're a team that's in really your second year and making the playoffs after missing it 2 years, basically by a couple games, you got to continue to come out and be as hungry as you were before. And they just look like they're just they don't look scary to me. They look very vanilla. They look very vanilla to me. They're like, even the Jazz, like if Donovan Mitchell is gonna play like this all season long, yes, the Jazz are scary. And also the Jazz have won a bunch of games this season to me that they should have lost, but they won because they just played better basketball and executed at the end of games than other teams. I've seen plenty of losses from them that I've seen plenty of wins that I was looking at that win, especially a few of them that they've had at home, including the one with Bogdanovich where he hit the game winner. That shouldn't have been, a loss by the Bucks, but sometimes you just get out executed. You leave a guy open for a three, and then that's what happens. And I think that the Jazz have been looking really good, and I've been hating on them. I said that I thought they were going to miss the playoffs. Obviously I didn't see Zion going down. I didn't see Steph Curry breaking his damn hand. I didn't see the Spurs. I saw the Spurs kind of being kind of mid, but they look kind of exactly how I thought they were, and that's a little scary to me. And I didn't see the Kings starting off 0-5 or however they started. But what do you guys think about the Nuggets game? Or what do you guys think about this team? Are you impressed with the Nuggets? Are you impressed with the Hawks? Go ahead.
I'll say first, I'm a historical Trae Young hater. I never thought he was even close to Luka. He's great. I was saying this to you before we started this. I really think Luka is going to win 2 or 3 MVPs and be like a generational player. He's going to be, if he stays healthy, I think a top 50 player all time. I don't see the same for Trae Young. And so that's why I follow some people that say they won the trade, and I just have always hated Trae Young for that. He's a great player. Tonight's game, what do he go? Shot 62%, 61%, 62% from the field, 62% from three. with 11 assists. He's a phenomenal player, and he's blossomed into something I don't think anybody thought he would. They thought he would. They wanted to compare him to Curry out of college, and I think he's more Curry than how you said Nash. But obviously, he's lived up to the expectations and exceeded them. As for the Nuggets, when I did an NBA preview with what's that Humble Tej on my podcast, and we did it, and we were both saying how we think the Nuggets have a legitimate shot to make the finals and win the finals because of their team coming back. They're all the same. Problem with the Nuggets is, and I think this is true, it's from Bill Simmons. He said this, and I sometimes agree with him, sometimes he's an idiot, but he said you're not going to win a finals if you don't have a top 7 guy, and I don't think Jokic is a top 7 guy, and so their expectations are winning the finals. I don't think it's happening this year, especially if Jamal Murray doesn't make the leap, and it's looking like he plays good, but he needs to be an all-star caliber player for them to have a chance to reach their goal, and I'm not seeing it so far.
Pavy, what are your thoughts on the Hawks and the Nuggets?
Well, I think for one, I would like to see what training the teams to do. I mean, obviously, Sean Collins got suspended, but Jabari Parker's having a great season for one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jabari is I think he's having the season some people thought he would have in Chicago last year. When he went there, he's having it now, just playing in like a better system, playing with pretty much really no expectations. You're not playing at home. Nobody really expects anything from you. And Trae Young, no matter who's in the lineup, continues to, maneuver and do what he does. I think Trae, I was skeptical about Trae Young, but I remember watching him at Summer League 2 years ago, and I was like, oh shit, he can really pass. He was missing shots, but I'm like, he's probably just not strong enough right now to make those shots. When he puts on 5 to 10 pounds of muscle and the ball becomes easier for him to literally throw towards the rim, he'll probably start to make them. And I think that this year he's put on 5 to 10 pounds of muscle. Even he started putting on, honestly, last year, like in season, he started putting on more muscle. And like the ball became easier for him to shoot. I think that's just what you're seeing, the product of that this season. As far as the Nuggets go, I've been saying this all year, last year, this year. I used to think they need a guy who, when all hell breaks down, I can get a ball and then walk away from him and tell him to figure it out. And I think that Michael Porter Jr. could be that guy. You hope that he could be that guy, if he's the guy coming out of high school before the injuries. But if he's not that guy, it's going to be something that they're going to have to, work around and worry about however long this team is constructed. I think that Jamal Murray is good. I don't think that he's $170 million good, but I think that he's good. but when you paying the man $170, you think that man gonna come in there and be a consistent all-star and kind of like take that role for you. And I don't think that Jamal Murray is that guy. So I think that the one thing that the Nuggets struggle from sometimes is like, for instance, the Timberwolves game when they went 7 minutes without a bucket. Like no team with anybody who can create something for themselves goes 7 minutes without a bucket. They just don't have that guy. I love Jokic, but I think the best Jokic is him giving you 18 to 15, 11 boards, and 7 assists, and not 20 points, 10 boards, 7 assists. I think if you have him do that, you have him do too much.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think I like Jokic a lot, or Jokic, but I agree. I think that if you're wanting him to score 25 to 30, it's just not gonna be an efficient 25 to 30. Also, a little aside here, I went to a lot of Michael Porter Jr. games because he played in my state in high school, and I literally thought he was gonna be like the next KD. Like he was, maybe that's a bad comparison, but he was so dominant.
No, stop. Not bad comparison. Like they have the same type of height. Same type
he was
of weight,
so good.
Same type of game. When you looked at them, like that's what the accurate comparison for him was. It just so happened to have he got a bad back.
Yeah, it sucks. Brandon Roy coached that team, and I saw quite a few of the games, and I thought, wow, this guy's gonna be so dominant in the NBA. And I thought the Nuggets had a steal with him, and you give him the redshirt year, and hopefully he has good health from this point forward. But I don't know if he has it this year, and that's a big problem, right? Like they want to win the finals this year. I agree with you, Jamal Murray. That's the $170 million. He's not that type of player. And I know we're going to talk about the Sixers. Jamal Murray's had a bad contract, but the worst contract's on the Sixers.
We'll talk about it in a second, but let's go ahead. Let's hop into a quick lightning round before we get ready to talk about Philly and get ready to get out of here. The Miami Heat beat the Detroit Pistons. No Blake Griffin tonight. No Derrick Rose tonight. Jimmy Butler came out tonight, and he was balling. He put up 23 points. He gave you 13 assists. Jimmy Butler, as Pavy has said, has been playing his all-around best basketball. I agree with that. Any thoughts on this game really quickly? Super quick.
I actually I bet the over on the season wins for the Heat. They're going to obviously get it. I think it was 43.5. I think they won 41 last year. I have them my 3 or 4 seed in the East. They look good. They look really good. Tyler Herro's a good rookie. Low-key contender for Rookie of the Year. Nunn is amazing. Can't believe it. Nobody could have predicted that. And then I love how Bam's been playing. And yeah, though, I like the team. I like this team a lot. I don't think they can get to the finals, but they have an actual outside chance to make the conference finals.
I agree with that.
Yep. All right. Cool. Moving on to the next one. We got the Indiana Pacers. They zapped the Thunder today, 111-85. The Thunder just don't seem like they're going to be any good. Chris Paul's trade value is slowly decreasing game after game. The good news for them is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at least looks to be promising, and Danilo is not completely terrible. This Oklahoma City team is a team that I'm not expecting much from. The Pacers team, Victor Oladipo is finally getting back into the mix. He should probably be coming back in the next kind of 2 to 3 weeks. What are your thoughts on Victor Oladipo's return, guys?
Can I say 2 things?
Yes.
First of all, Victor Oladipo's on the Masked Singer right now, and he's going to win. He's got a beautiful voice. Second thing is Chris Paul. You said his trade value is going down. I think it's going up because we have a lot. I agree. I don't think it should, but you have teams like the Bucks who definitely need a point guard
for $45 million a year.
Thank you.
Hey, they need to win the finals.
You can't trade that contract though. You have that for 2 more years.
Look at him. Look at me, Sterling. You can come back anytime. Thank you, Sterling. Talk to Cincinnati.
Here's how I'll give it to you. If they don't make the trade, they have Eric Bledsoe playing point guard. I don't know how they make it happen. I know they're one of the teams that can. Another team that actually can do it, that probably really wants to, is the Sixers. Tobias Harris, that contract's terrible. We're going to talk about them in a second. Now, I'll give you my hot takes on the Sixers, but I don't think his trade value is going down. I mean, he's not the player he once was. His contract's terrible, but teams need point guards, and I think it's going to be the same. He's not been great this year. He's going to get traded.
That's a lot of money.
As for Oladipo and the Pacers, I don't like that team, but if he comes back and balls how he did before the injury, I think that they're going to be fine.
Okay,
I don't think Bogdanovich is my thoughts on them. I didn't watch this game though, so if you guys watch the game,
okay, cool. So let's go ahead. Philly escapes with the win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're gonna make this one super quick because I don't want to spend a million hours talking about the Cavs. But I saw people complaining about Ben Simmons on Twitter, Pavy yourself included. Go ahead, drop your quick thoughts about the Philadelphia 76ers.
I think. You want to go, Pavy?
Too early.
What?
Oh, my bad. It was like static. Yeah, I didn't know you was talking. But yeah, it was so many plays tonight I saw in which Ben be on a fast break. Somebody would converge him. He would just pass the ball off way too early. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, you're 6'9", you run a whatever the hell 40. You big, you mad, athletic, just go to the rim. But I think a lot of what affects Ben Simmons is he doesn't shoot free throws very well still, so he doesn't really want to touch the line. And I really think the fact that he can't shoot free throws is holding his game back so much. I don't care about him not being able to shoot threes or shoot the ball. There's so many situations in which they'll get in transition, and because he just doesn't attack the way he should attack, it messes everything else up. And I'm with you. Tobias Harris shouldn't be getting 170. Even today, I'm watching him and I'm like, yo, you shoot 28% from the 3-point line?
He shot 0 for 11 today.
Yeah, but I think even a lot of them shooting that is because the space on the court ain't the same. If Ben don't want to go to the rim because he can't shoot free throws, and he passes you the ball at the free throw line when really he should be passing you that like all the way in like the circle damn near, so people can easily rotate out you because he don't want to go and shoot the ball. I think it was deeper than just him just missing shots.
Mm-hmm.
And also even with I see some like what like Embiid doing right. I feel like the last play of the game, excuse me, in which they actually ran an actual play. Embiid set a great screen as a back screen. You know, he sealed the man, caught the ball, laid it up. That was great. I see too many times Embiid out there dribbling. Like I knew it was bad when last year I was at a thrift store with a woman. She was from Philly, talking about basketball, and she was like, "Yo, Embiid dribble too much." A woman told me that, like, "Yo, Embiid dribbles too much," and I'm like, "Yo, you out there trying to be Kyrie? You one of the biggest people in the league, but you got Tristan on you. Put the man on the block, abuse the man like you did Towns." Make the man want to fight you and get that man 35. But you want to go out here, dribble, be cute, do all that. I'm not. So again, with the Sixers, like we're not doing it. Horford didn't play tonight. Like TPJ said the other day, you know, Horford is the guy who just tell people, yo, chill, stop, do this, calm down. He didn't play tonight. Even in lineups when, you know, you would take Embiid off the court, usually Horford would, you know, be in that lineup. But I still do worry about them, and the main worry I have about them is the fact that Ben Simmons still can't shoot free throws. If the man could shoot 73% from the line, I would feel differently, but you got it.
Go ahead, quickly, Sterling. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'll be quick, but I have a lot of thoughts on the 76ers. I think they're the biggest disappointment this year. I can care less about their record. Embiid is going to play 65 games again. He can't stay healthy. It's a huge concern, and I think it's going to be a derailment to his career. I really do think Ben Simmons is the most overrated player in the league, okay? He cannot shoot. He's good at a lot of other things, but he is an offensive liability. You have the best defensive rookie in Thibault. You can't play them together because you don't have to guard the perimeter if they're both in. They can defend everybody. They're great at defense, but they are such a liability on the offensive side. Tobias Harris, man, I don't even know what you do with that. I feel like they have to legitimately think about moving Ben Simmons in a trade. They're not gonna, but they probably have to think about it because you need a better guard at offense.
If they lose this year, then you trade him or you explore it. If you don't lose, then you don't need to. What am I trading him for? Why? I think the guy's gonna be better than LeBron. Why am I trading him? He's not even 24 years old yet. He's not 24 years old yet. Giannis won MVP at 24.
At this rate, we have to accept he's never developing.
I think that's bullshit. I talk shit about Andrew Wiggins, and Andrew Wiggins is a guy that you see is starting to develop his game as he gets a little bit older, and he's starting to show himself again.
21 at 23.
He's averaging 24 right now. That's not 21. Shut your ass up.
Okay, actually, I'm sorry. He averaged 23 at 21. Now he's averaging 24.
Lean back. We can't even see your whole face. We can't see your face. Scoot back. We can't see your face.
He was averaging 23.
Well, I think if this isn't going to happen, it won't happen. But I think a legitimately trade that would be considerable would be Ben Simmons for Wiggins. Ben Simmons is such a liability on the offensive end. I don't know if people can like it.
Why would you trade Ben Simmons for Wiggins?
I wouldn't do that trade because Wiggins.
That's the most preposterous thing you said all night. How does that solve anything when you still got Tobias Harris?
TPJ, stop. Let the man Sterling talk. Sterling, you have the floor.
I'm not saying I do that trade. I'm saying Ben Simmons, his potential will never be reached because he can't shoot the ball.
That doesn't make sense. He's 3 years into the league. He's an all-star. What? You trade away an all-star because he can't shoot?
He'll be an all-star all he wants for his defensive prowess. He's great at defense and he's good.
He ain't no all-star because he played defense, man. Stop that. Acting like that man, Tony Allen. Get out of here. Stop that.
Tony Allen, he's a bust.
He a bust. He a bust. He a bust. A bust giving you 16, 9, and 7. A bust giving you 16, 9, and 7.
He a bust, yes.
He is not no goddamn bust. Stop it.
But you call Wiggins a bust for averaging 21.
Wiggins was a #1 pick, and Wiggins sucks. Has Wiggins ever been an all-star? Wiggins ain't never been an all-star. He ain't never sniffed an all-star game.
Plays in the West.
He ain't even been in a Rising Stars competition. That's how weak he is. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. He ain't even been in a Rising Stars competition.
This team needs to win the finals this year, right?
I'm sorry, not the Rising Stars. I'm thinking about the stuff where they shoot the threes out of the buckets. You know, where they have like the people that ain't good, that ain't all-stars, playing that because they want to showcase them on all-star. Go ahead, my bad.
Wait, This 76ers team needs to win the finals this year, right?
Yeah.
Not this year.
Well, they don't need. No. They need to make the finals. If they make the finals, it's a successful year. You can't say it's not a successful year.
You're playing poker gambling on Embiid's health at this point.
No, you're not. So that's why you get Al Horford. Have you not seen Al Horford? Al Horford damn near beat LeBron James a couple. Al Horford and some rookies damn near beat LeBron James on their own. Come on, man.
Okay, but that was also Brett. Okay, then we're gonna do the Brett Brown thing, and then that's even worse.
We're not gonna do the Brett Brown thing because, like I said about Al Horford with these players, the same way he could tell them players calm your ass down, he can tell Brett Brown, no, that's not gonna work. Do this, and Brett Brown gonna listen to him because he's Al Horford.
Well, okay, look, I mean their lineup this year is fundamentally worse than last year because they don't have Jimmy Butler, right?
No, it's not worse. Why is it worse? Why? It's worse because they don't have any shooting. It's worse because they lost JJ Redick.
Okay, in a close game at the end, who are you going to? Because if you're saying Embiid, that's not a good bucket because he's a post player and he shoots way too many threes.
I disagree with that. I think in a close game at the end, you've seen Al Horford get the ball at the end. You've seen Joel Embiid get the ball at. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Who's gonna beat them in the East? Who can beat them in the East? In 7 games, who's gonna beat them? Who has the size to contend with them?
Realistically, the team I think that could beat them in the East are the Bucks if they get a point guard. And I think,
that's a big ass if, man.
I really believe the Raptors. I think they're a good team.
You on that booger sugar? Now they barely beat them with Kawhi Leonard last year. They barely beat them with Kawhi Leonard on a hobbled Embiid who had food poisoning for a whole week. They're not gonna beat them with no Kawhi Leonard. It's not happening. Siakam gonna do that against Al Horford and Joel Embiid.
Siakam's made the leap, it seems, right? Does that not seem like he has? He seems like a top 15 player, top 20 player right now. He wasn't last year.
Look, he's not doing that against Al Horford and Joel Embiid.
OG wasn't there last year.
And none of them guys, and none of those guys are gonna win you a series. We talking about guys that can win you a series. None of those guys you just named are winning me series, including Pascal Siakam.
If the 76ers play basketball like the 04 Pistons and they hold teams to 80 points a game, yeah, they're going to win a lot of games. They don't have people that can score. Like, their best scorer is Embiid, and his health is such a concern. I don't know. I can't get by that. He just isn't going to play that.
When did you see him be alpha? He ain't even been alpha health this season. He was out because he was tussling with a man. You act like the man was hurt.
Might miss the back-to-back. Actually, they have a back-to-back.
So what? Kawhi don't play no goddamn back-to-backs, and everybody, you sit up and telling me he the MVP.
He's up to the turn, though.
I think,
what is the point of load management? To manage the load. To make sure that it is not too much for your player to handle. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what good staffs do. What are y'all talking about?
I think the Sixers are the favorite. I think the Sixers are the favorite.
Hold on, you froze.
The Bucks pay Chris Middleton. That's why. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the Sixers are the favorite, but that's because the Bucks pay Chris Middleton $200 million, and that's their fault. I mean, the East is way weaker. So
what happened? I disagree with that. I think that the Bucks' problem wasn't paying Chris Middleton $200 million. It was letting Malcolm Brogdon walk. And now that you don't have a real point guard out there, because I think Eric Bledsoe is more of a combo defensive guard than he is a straight point guard. That's where you see it. But anyway,
they had to do it, or else they lose Giannis, right? They lose him in 2 years. If they don't build around him at all.
You do build around him if you keep Brogdon. Who's getting him the ball now? Now Giannis has to be the primary playmaker on the floor. You see what Brogdon's doing. Brogdon's top 10 in the league in assists right now. He's playing. He's playing like Andre Miller, and that's really what the Bucks team needs. So you telling me, don't pay Malcolm Brogdon, but trade for Chris Paul for $45 million? Come on, man. Moving on. Final thought of the night, guys.
Wait. Can I say this?
Go ahead. Make it quick because you're telling fibs. Go ahead.
Brogdon's foot injury is worse than I'm sure anybody else knows because their medical staff is the reason he got moved. Not that they didn't want to pay him.
His
They're
foot,
willing to pay.
his foot injury ain't that goddamn bad. Stop that, man. They kept that man because they saw Eric Bledsoe and they was like, oh, we can get Eric Bledsoe on a deal on a nice deal if we give him this extension during the regular season, and we'll bet on him. And if we can lose Brogdon, Bledsoe, who's playing at a damn near all-star level, will be able to replace Brogdon. What happens is you see the value of Malcolm Brogdon. You saw the value of Malcolm Brogdon in that entire playoff run, and if Malcolm Brogdon would have been out there the entire playoff run, I don't think that they would have lost to the Raptors. I think that him being out for as much time as he was out threw off their entire rhythm, the entire way that the team played, and I think that that is what screwed them over more than anything, because there was nobody else on the floor to hold the ball, and you were stuck with George Hill being on the floor at the end of games making plays when any goddamn day of the year. I'd rather Malcolm Brogdon out there. Shout out to Malcolm Brogdon, the president, the guy who damn near every year gives you damn near 40% from the 3-point line.
50, 40, 90.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's no comparison.
No,
why do you keep? Why do you?
They were willing to. They seem like they're willing to pay money and go into luxury tax. So they saw what they got with Eric Bledsoe in the playoffs last year. He was unplayable. He shot the worst of anybody. He was He was an unplayable player.
Yeah, but if you didn't,
they could have kept Brogdon. They obviously think his medical issue is worse than other people thought. Maybe they're wrong.
Nah,
I hate that.
I don't think that's
that they paid Chris Middleton that money, but they have to keep Giannis.
I don't think that's it. I think that they know that Giannis and Middleton are close. I think that they know a guy like Brogdon wants to get paid, but he also wants the ball in his hands and a lot of responsibilities. And when you re-up with a guy like Eric Bledsoe, you have to put the ball in his hands and you have to give him responsibility. And if I'm Malcolm Brogdon, what the hell you mean you got to put the ball in his hands and give him responsibilities? That should be my job because I'm the best one at doing it on this team, and that's what it was. But
you're right on that.
Anyways, my final thought of the night are no real final thoughts. I think that tomorrow will be very interesting to see the Clippers versus the Rockets. I think to me that's their first real test that that I'll see from them this season. The Lakers game was a test because I thought that they were going to get blown out, which they did not. They played very, very well. But I think that kind of after you get off opening night and you kind of you're no longer fooling anybody anymore. If you're the Clippers with this lineup that they have out there that's currently constructed, so bringing a guy like Paul George in after you play a team like the Rockets, number one, makes sure that the next time you play them, there's a new wrinkle in the fold in terms of what you do when you play them. But also, I think that what it does is it gives Paul George the perfect amount of confidence to come in New Orleans and not have to deal with the expectations of getting everybody tickets to play at his first game in LA and making sure, and all the other stuff like that. That's much more of an easier task for him versus the Hawks than versus a premier team in the league. So I think that, it'll be very, very interesting to kind of see where, the game goes tomorrow between the Rockets and the Clippers. But that's my final opinion. Thank you, Sterling, for joining me. Thank you, Pavy, for joining me tonight. I appreciate both of you guys. Pavy, go ahead, get your plug in, talk to the people, let them know where they can find you at.
You can always follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, Pavy World, and Pavers.com. Check out Everyday Pavy.
All right, Sterling, go ahead. You as well. Talk to the people, let them know where they can find you at.
Yes, Twitter at Sterling Redke. That's STERLING RETTKE. Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Sports with Sterling, dropping episodes twice a week. We're going to try to get a third episode, basketball episode. I'm doing only football right now. Also, final thought.
Hold on, wait a minute. You froze. Hold on for a second. You froze. Hold on, you froze. Go ahead.
Did you get my Sports with Sterling on Apple Podcasts and Spotify? I'm only doing football right now, but I'm gonna add a basketball episode in there, 2 episodes a week. Also, my final thought: Lakers beating Golden State by at least 20 tomorrow. All right, cool. So, anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you both for joining. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hop into my stat of the night before we get ready to get out of here. Looking at one, LeBron James. Obviously, you've heard me say that the man has fallen off. But right now, LeBron is making me eat that crow. He's been playing very, very well. He doesn't look like he has fallen off, but I do think that a guy like Luka is the guy for me, and he is the guy that I think is now going to take that mantle and be the new king of the NBA, especially with Kevin Durant limping on one leg. But my stat of the night is actually revolving the king himself, LeBron James. LeBron this season has only had 4 games with less than assists this entire. He's only had 4 games with less than 11 assists this entire season.
I'm very, very impressed with that. I mean, and even in the games where I saw when he had less than 11 assists, they were like 8, there were 6, there were 4. I think that this year LeBron is really, I think that the Lakers really tried to throw a little smoke screen with everybody, say, oh, he's not going to play point. But we obviously see that LeBron is the point guard for this team, even though he's starting still at the small forward spot. I think that LeBron James' ability to be versatile is the thing that puts him in that conversation of the greats in the top 10, in the top 5s, in the top 3s, in the top 1 if that's where you have him. I think that LeBron this year, is proving a lot of people, myself included, wrong. So shout out to LeBron. I hope it lasts. I worry about LeBron's health. I worry about Anthony Davis' health. AD is laboring with that shoulder every single time somebody hits it or he does anything. It's very reminiscent of, and like I said before on Twitter, this is 100%, a million percent speculative. It looks very reminiscent of what Paul George looked like after he tore his labrum last year. And we've, Pavy and I've seen WNBA players that will play with torn labrums to get through the season. And I think for AD, this is one of those things where if you realize you are dealing with something like that, you got to deal with it through the rest of the year anyways, because you just signed this contract and you trying to make sure your first year in LA is a success. And if it's not, it's going to really fall on him, because Lakers fans, they already want to turn on the man for Brandon Ingram. So I worry about AD's health. I worry about LeBron's health. Sometimes when I see LeBron fall, I'm always like, oh, get up, big fella. Even when he got elbowed in the pec earlier by I forgot who it was on the Phoenix Suns. He was grabbing himself for a minute. I'm like, all right, I hope you're all right, LeBron. Like, now I'm actually starting. Before I was like, all right, you going to get up. Now I'm like, all right, get up, LeBron. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for joining me. Thank you for calling in to the 2-for-1 show. I appreciate it. I will get up with you guys later. Fans, thank you all so very, very much for making sure that you continue to support this show. I appreciate you all. Make sure that you subscribe, you like this video, as well as you go right now and you subscribe to our Patreon page, patreon.com/HNB. Subscribe there for more content. We are trying to bring you guys more and better content. Also, make sure you go and you check out all of our Clippers content. Once again, this has been your boy TPJ for the 2-for-1 show. Special shout out to my guest Sterling, as well as a shout out to my guest Pavy as well. I will get up with you guys the next time I do it. I might not do it tomorrow night, because I told my girl I was only going to do it for 20 minutes, and I wound up doing it for an hour and 20 minutes tonight. She going to be mad as hell at me. But anyways, I will get up with you all next time. And until then, I will talk to you all later. Shout out to Sterling and Pavy. Thank you. And until next time,
thank you.
Peace out.